Hi everyone, just got to the studio. I'm excited. It's super hot today, so I'm gonna do some hand building and we'll see how it goes because it's another hot day today and I'm kind of fighting with the clay a little bit when it's super hot, but I'm gonna check on the piece I was making a couple days ago and we'll see how things are looking. I'm gonna try to make a couple more pieces, somewhat inspired. So we'll see. But yeah, I have a full day here at the studio and I'm really excited, so stay tuned. If you got a chance to watch my previous video, this one is just going to piggyback off of that one and focus on this piece here. So as you see on the two sides, those handle type structures I have on this piece, I decided to go ahead and add some earrings. So this was my first time really doing much coil work. I haven't really had any experience doing it before. So everything you see me doing here is just trial and error. There's no really set system or structure, and I'm not too sure if there was a better way for me to go about doing this at all, but it was fun overall to try to figure it out. As you can see, I'm showing off my work here and I was pretty satisfied with it, but ultimately decided that the earrings were a little bit too big for my liking and wanted to go with a little bit of a thinner coil. And voila, this is how it's looking so far, and I'm going to work on the other side now. I am a lot happier with the sizing of this one. The other one just felt a little bit too bulky and heavy, and it really wasn't the aesthetic I was really going for. So this one is a lot more my style. And this was probably the hardest part for me, was just connecting it and just having to juggle working on a tighter space like this. Like I said, it is my first time really having to deal with this, so I'm sure if I end up doing it again, it'll be a little bit smoother. But if you guys have any advice or suggestions on a better way to go about doing this, feel free to let me know. I would love the advice. And I'm just measuring here just to make sure that both sides are fairly even, because like I said, this was literally just free-handed, and you know, just kind of went with what looked right and what felt right. So overall, I am satisfied with the results. And working in such a tight space like this, it's constantly just smoothing out the piece itself as well, just because of the constant moisture or movement of the coil around the piece, and just trying to make sure before it gets too dry that I can smooth it out. So it definitely was an adventure with this one, and I had a lot of fun, and I'm just hoping it turns out really well once everything is glazed and that I apply the luster and that works out as well. So fingers crossed on this piece. It still has a few more phases to get through before I can really be more calm about it, but overall right now I am happy to see what's been going on with it. A little fun fact for me, this is actually one of my favorite parts of creating, is adding my signature to the bottom. So I use these letter decals, and I just really enjoy putting like the month and the year that I created each piece, just because whoever ends up with it, whether I end up with it long term or someone buys it from me or I give it away as a gift, there's just that stamp of around the time of when it was made, and it just really makes me happy to look back on some of the work and just have an idea of when it was created versus just not knowing and having to play a guessing game. So fun fact, that is one of my favorite parts of the whole ceramic process for myself. So after messing with this piece enough, I did have some time to go ahead and glaze some of the smaller ones I created a few days prior. One of them I did a Castile blue with the yellow on top, and the other one is just a black glaze with a lunar gray towards the bottom. And stay tuned for the final pictures of those. Here I'm just peeling off that latex bottom and getting them ready to be fired in the kiln.
Like, I'm sweating. I don't want to be here anymore.
I know, I'm literally about to leave too. That's a wrap on the studio today. I was able to glaze 2 pieces and then finish up the larger sculptural type piece that I'm making. So I'm kind of leaving because it's really hot and it's kind of just not even comfortable to work right now. So I accomplished everything I needed to accomplish. So now I'm gonna go get some gas and probably just head home and chill and cook in a little bit. So yeah. Thank you for watching.